Hello and welcome to the podcast. Before we get started, I just want to talk about what this is and where it is going. I'll probably make one of these episodes or videos or whatever at least once a month, but I think it'd be really cool if it could happen twice a month. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to talk about in each one, but I'll try to warn whoever is listening before the actual content starts. Today, I'm joined by my friend Matt,
Hello.
and we have devised a decent list of things to go over in this episode, most of which revolve around current events or our culture in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so, what are we gonna talk about first, Matt?
Well, I think we can just start at the top of the list, I suppose, because
All right.
I don't know, all of them just kind of like segue, sort of. So,
Yeah, that's true. So first, we got a whole bunch of new games coming out, right?
heck yeah. You
Um,
excited for any of them? Like any you've been keeping your eye on?
I've been keeping my eye on all of them, honestly.
Oh,
They're surprisingly bad. Like all the new games are pretty garbage.
oh,
Especially the bigger titles like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
hmm
I haven't really looked too much at Fallout or any of the new weird side games, you know?
yeah. I have a coworker friend that's been telling me a lot about the Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that they are not going to add it onto Steam. They're having their own
Really?
launcher for the game. Yeah,
What the heck?
and I hear it's like really bad and really laggy.
Huh.
But
Just the
it's
actual launcher is really bad?
yeah, yeah.
Dang. Rip.
It sounds like it'd be a fun game,
Mm-hmm.
but
I know pretty much nothing about it.
um, the way that it was described to me, I thought it was gonna be like sort of like Rust, but he said it would be like pretty much the same game, only like multiplayer, so you still do lots of quests and stuff, but there's just going to be other people in the world.
Hmm. So kind of so it's gonna be like an MMO game kind of now?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I suppose
That's
so.
kind of weird.
I don't think there's been a beta for it, or like a public beta or anything,
Uh-huh.
but it sounds like it would be pretty fun to try.
Yeah, probably. I haven't really
Um,
tried. I haven't played any of the Fallout games very much, though. So,
yeah,
I'm not really into them that much. Just that style of game doesn't really appeal to me very much. I played Skyrim a fair amount, but I just could never get into Fallout for some reason. But
I don't.
you've played a good amount of Fallout, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have. I've played 3, 4 in New Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a VR headset, so I could buy the VR or Fallout 4 VR or whatever
That
it's
would
called.
that'd probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't like Fallout 4 as much as 3 in New Vegas, though. It's
Why is
just
that?
not. I don't really know why. I don't know. I just don't like the story as much as the other games.
Alright.
I, yeah, I'm not sure.
I think that's probably why I don't like Fallout and games like that very much, because I just don't really care about the story in most games. Like, some of my most favorite games just don't have stories. Like, Team Fortress 2 doesn't really have a story, and I played that for
Oh, I
a
see what you
long
mean.
time. Just like replayability and I don't
Yeah,
know.
replayability is a huge thing.
Yeah. Which kind of segues into the next game to talk about, Black Ops 4. Because I love zombies, right? And the
Yeah.
new Black Ops 4 game is gonna have zombies. And I am really excited because new maps are always fun. But I think even though there are new maps in the new game, I think the game will just be dead, especially on PC.
You
'Cause,
think
yeah, I
it?
think so.
Why do you think that?
Mostly because, like, when Black Ops 3 was released, zombies was mostly dead, like, really quick. It was mostly dead, or I just didn't have access to the game when it was popular.
Hmm.
But I remember once I finally got the game and started playing it, it was dead. Like, it didn't last very long.
I feel like zombies would be one of the biggest parts of it.
Yeah, but surprisingly, multiplayer is bigger most of the time.
Yeah.
Like in Black Ops 3, whenever you look for a game in multiplayer, you have to play team deathmatch, but you just always get a full lobby of people. But in zombies, sometimes it's hard to find a full lobby of people in any map. And there's only 4 people in a lobby in zombies, and there's like 24 or something in multiplayer.
So for this one, it's just going to be multiplayer zombies in the battle royale. There's not a campaign, right?
Yeah, which is uh like really weird because that's never happened in a
Yeah.
Call of Duty game before. Every game before now has had a campaign of some sort. But I think like a lot of people were I God, when I was looking at like people talking about it, I remember seeing people were kind of mad about like how there wasn't any campaign. But
I
I
feel
think
like that's
it's
okay.
yeah, I
Like
don't think it's gonna be a big deal at all.
I've played a handful of Call of Duty games, and I used to play the campaign a lot on those, but like the newer ones, I just haven't bothered to touch the campaign. So I think that's a good thing, really. I wouldn't play it. So why not remove or replace it with something that you would play?
Yeah, that's true. I
And that is
remember
more replayability too,
with the campaign or without it.
without it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like with the
think
battle royale. Sorry.
I think with that, the quality like or like before in Black Ops 3, like the campaign quality has gone down so much. Because I remember playing, like all of the campaigns were good. I thought Black Ops 1 had a good campaign. I remember Modern Warfare 2, and I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare 3 had a pretty good campaign.
Yeah, I like those ones.
Uh, I don't think I ever played the campaign in Ghosts, but I'm not sure if anyone did.
I think I played like an hour of it, and I don't know. It
Oh, wait.
was.
No, I did play it because I remember it ends and you like drive tanks and then you're like on a train or something.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I actually played the whole thing now that I think about it.
That's impressive for
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty
I
sure I
actually don't think
played.
Ghost was a bad game. I liked Ghosts.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but the extinction mode wasn't very good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I appreciate their effort uh, of like trying to innovate away from zombies, which the other two Call of Duty companies were doing just zombies.
I don't know. It
So I
seemed like it
mean,
was they're just trying to do like a Call of Duty ripoff, or not a Call of Duty, a zombie ripoff. Like they wanted to be a part of the zombies, but they wanted to make it their own thing. Like they didn't want to steer away from it.
I mean, they probably were just trying to make it their own thing,
Mhm.
but it's better than literally just making zombies with like a little different mechanics.
Yeah,
Because you're not fighting zombies in Extinction, you're fighting the weird alien things, which is really different from zombies. I mean, it's the same kind of concept where you have like you and your teammates, and then you like gotta defend and survive and stuff.
yeah. It's different enough to be its own thing, but
Mm-hmm.
similar enough to see what they're kind of basing it on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't play much of it, but from what I did, I think I liked it. It was a couple years ago, though.
yeah, it's been a minute.
Have you seen? I don't know if you're into Doom, but have you seen that there's going to be a new Doom game?
There is.
Yeah. Um, I don't remember the name of it, but I watched the trailer and it looked so amazing and beautiful and just oh my God, they added these new weapons and you have like this like giant blade on your arm and you can like grapple hook to these alien things. I don't remember demons and then just like be pulled to them and shotgun their face off. It looked so amazing.
Dang.
But yeah, I haven't played too much of Doom, but it makes me want to get back into it.
Yeah. I played the like newest Doom. I'm pretty sure I played it a good amount, but I got stuck on a part, I'm pretty sure. And then I came back to try it again, and then I think I got past it. But I just didn't really find it fun anymore, because it just kind of seemed pointless, you know?
Hmm.
Which I know a lot of people will disagree with, because I know there are a lot of people that really, really enjoy Doom.
Yeah,
It
I
just seemed
feel
like not for
bad.
anything.
Like I think it was 2 years ago, or not this last summer sale, but the one before that. I really wanted Doom, and it was on sale, but I didn't have the money for it. And my brother bought it for me because he's a boss. He's hecka okay. This is epic.
Yeah.
Uh, and then he got it for me, and then I've only played 2 hours in it. And I feel bad.
Yeah.
uh,
People, like, if people buy you games, I hate how, like, you feel so obligated
yeah.
to play them. Like, I remember Kylan bought me, like, a lot of games that I just kind of never played. Like,
Did
he
he buy
bought
you
me,
them, or did he just give you games that he didn't want from the Humble Bundle? Because he's got a lot of
no, he
those.
bought them for me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I remember he got me, like, a ton of Star Wars games
Mm.
that I just kind of never played. Like,
How
he
did
got
he
me
have the money
this,
for that?
I have no idea. He got me this Star Wars Empire at War Gold Pack game, and I played it for 79 minutes. He bought me these Chrome games that I just kind of never played. I remember he bought me Planetary Annihilation Titans, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe the first one, I don't know. He bought me one of them, I know for sure.
I'm not sure. There's probably some more new games that, are there, but I just can't think. Oh, there's
Battlefield 5.
Battlefield. Yeah. Um, how
That
do you?
that game is a giant. It's a joke. Like at this point, um, I think just making Battlefield 5 at all was a bad business decision. I think they could have honestly, they could have just made like really cool content for Battlefield 1. Like
Hmm.
more content, like cool new maps or I don't know. But I feel like Battlefield 5 is just way too similar to Battlefield 1 that it's just not even interesting.
From what they've released of like how the game looks, doesn't it look pretty much the same as Battlefield 1?
Yeah, I think it does look like exactly the same pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I, aside from, how they've completely destroyed it by making it PC,
Hmm.
um,
And like insulting
like,
their fans.
yeah, actually though, like the idea of the game doesn't sound like a bad thing to me. Like they made the World War I game and then Call of Duty, like they did a World War II one,
Hmm.
and I think it's cool. Like they wanted to join on it, but they didn't want to do World War I, just so it seems like it's different. And I don't know. I like that they just went ahead with World War II instead, even though Call of Duty did it as well. It's I don't know, just
Yeah,
cool.
like Battlefield 1 was so successful because everyone was so sick and tired of like Battlefield 4 and
Yeah, like the
Advanced
modern.
Warfare and uh, Infinite Warfare Call of Duty
Yeah.
games. And like everyone was just so sick of the super futuristic games. And then EA was like, "Oh, here's this really old school style game," and then they just did it really well. Like I remember the trailer was so cool, and
Yeah.
it just like they timed it so perfectly. And now everyone is sick of the old school style games because, or like the modern or the World War I, World War II era games. Everyone's sick of those because Battlefield 1 has been out for a while. And then Call of Duty World War II got released, and then it just kind of flopped. Like, and I never really heard anything about that game for the
Hmm.
most part. So now everyone's sick of. Uh, Everyone's still kind of sick of the super futuristic stuff, but now they're also sick of the World War I, World War II era stuff. And I
Yeah.
think this is the perfect time to go into a like World War III era game,
That would be really
like
cool. That'd be nice to
near
see.
future slash just modern shooter game.
Yeah.
Like maybe not it like a little futuristic, like a little bit further ahead than what we are now, or maybe just straight up what we have now. But I think going just to the next World War was a big mistake, and I think they're gonna hurt for it.
Yeah, I've never thought about World War III games. That sounds like it would be a really cool idea.
Hmm.
Are there any other games that we're missing?
Uh, kind of. Like I remember watch. Do you know who Jack Frags is?
I don't.
He's like this kind of popular. I don't even know like what he got popular for. I think it was just popular for, or he was just popular for playing the like tactical military shooters.
Mhm.
But I remember watching him play PUBG a lot, and he was super good at it because he had like a ton of friends that played with him, and then they like worked together and they just uh, wrecked, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking about how there's this like really off-brand World War III game coming out that's gonna be pretty cool, probably. Also, have you heard of the Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever it's called?
Mm, no, I don't think I have.
Oh,
Cyberpunk 3776? Is that?
sure.
No, that's 2015.
Or,
Hmm.
yeah, that doesn't sound right. I don't really know what it is, but I've seen a lot of people like be really excited for it on Reddit and whatnot.
You're right, it's 2077. From the creators of The Witcher 3. I don't know. The Witcher 3 seemed like a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the Witcher franchise is like extremely popular, so I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be a really good game.
Yeah, I
I've never
know
played it though.
multiple
Cyberpunk.
people that say, well, it's not out yet, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, but there's like other Cyberpunk games.
Oh, there are? Okay. Yeah, I
I
know, like,
think.
multiple people that say, like, The Witcher 3 is just the best game ever made. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm sure they have reasons, you know?
Yeah. I can't think of any other games, so it's. If you can think of any, then we can talk about that, or we can move on.
Um, yeah, I think that just like Battlefield 5 isn't gonna do well, and then Call of Duty 4 Black Ops.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is like, I think they're going to do mediocre. Like, it's not gonna be as good as the other ones have. Cause
You've played the. How much of the beta have you played for the Black Ops 4 one?
remember how we played like 2 games together?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
It seems like a really good game. Like they are trying to hop on the battle royale um,
Mm-hmm.
bandwagon, but it seems like it's really well made. Like it is a triple A battle royale. It seems really, I don't know, well made.
Just high quality.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
it probably, I mean, it's not going to be the next Fortnite,
No,
but I think it might do pretty well.
I don't think we're gonna have the next Fortnite for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Because like what Fortnite did is they like reinvented like the business model, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because everyone's like $60 games at upfront, and then $15 to $20 DLCs every couple months and stuff like that. And then Fortnite was like, well, what if we just make a free game that isn't very popular and then just release free content like all the time?
Absolute mad lads.
Yeah, they really are. Like every time I play Fortnite, which isn't very often, there's something completely different that I
Yeah.
like. It's so different every time I play. It's crazy. But
I think my
granted,
brother said there was a new season thing happening, so there's probably going to be a lot different now, or a lot different stuff happening now too.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like they're going to keep it up for a while because they're getting money.
yeah, and they're not even making money from like selling the game. It's just from optional
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
customization crap.
yeah. I don't like the game, but I respect what they're
Yeah,
doing.
that's that's pretty good. But I think with Black Ops 4, I don't think it's necessarily stupid that they hopped onto the Battle Royale bandwagon.
Yeah,
I think it's honestly a good decision because they probably just wanted to replace the campaign because they knew that no one really played it in Black Ops 3. And so they're just like, oh, we're just going to replace it with something so you get even more content when you buy the game.
yeah,
And I think every Call of Duty game has tried to shove just like a lot of content into their games, like just replayability. Like in Black Ops 3, zombies and multiplayer, you can like prestige 10 times, and then once you prestige 10 times, you can level up another 1,000 times before you can't level
Jeez.
up anymore.
Hmm.
So that's an insane amount of replayability just right there.
Yeah, it is.
And then plus they have the whole campaign in there, and I have no idea how that works. You can probably prestige the same amount of times somehow.
I don't get how you can play that much though.
Yeah, you probably can actually.
Especially the campaign. If you can, oh my gosh, that's just so much.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
Uh, yeah, but in Black Ops 4, I think they're gonna have a lot more content than Black Ops 3 did, just because they replaced campaign with the Battle Royale. Plus, they're having the 3 zombie maps at launch, plus the 4 extras, I'm pretty sure, that will come as DLC. And then you'll probably have the same amount of replayability, if not more, in multiplayer. But it just sucks because the way they're selling it, that's like really the only problem, because everyone's
Yeah.
used to the Fortnite model of just free games and then free content, but Call of Duty is still on the $60 at launch, and then like $40 to $50 for all the DLC.
It's day one DLC too, right?
Um, not really. Like, I looked at it more, and it's just like on disc. Like, the game is gonna launch with 3 on disc maps for zombies.
I mean like the DLC. Wait, so if you buy like
If
the
you get the
extra,
Black Ops Pass, you kind of get at launch DLC, because you get the classified zombies map, which I'm pretty sure is just 5 remastered. So yeah, I guess there is on at launch DLC, but I'm pretty sure they did the exact same thing with both of the previous Black Ops games, because I'm pretty sure if you got the season pass, you got the Giant on Black Ops 3 and then Nuketown 2025 for Black Ops 2, both for zombies.
I
So
liked Nuketown.
it's just the same thing for both, or it's like still the same thing, but it just sucks because they said that you can't buy the maps individually. So like on Black Ops 3, I only have Dreisendrach and Gorod Krovi, and so I saved like an extra $16, or what's 40 minus 16, like 24,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so I saved like $24, because the season pass, I'm pretty sure, is $40. And instead of getting the season pass, I just bought the 2 maps. Oh yeah, plus Chronicles. So I guess I didn't actually save that much, depending on how much I got Chronicles for. But they're not allowing you to buy the individual maps anymore. You have to get the season pass if you want any DLC, which is
I don't
really
like that.
stupid.
Yeah. So what if it's like a really, really bad map, but oops, you have to pay $40 for maps you don't want?
Yeah. So, like, I guess it doesn't actually save you that much in the long run. Like, since I didn't buy the season pass for Black Ops 3, I probably only saved like $10 or something like that. And for Black Ops 4, it used to be that you couldn't buy the season pass after the game launched. So you
Oh
had
my
to
gosh.
pre-order the game if you wanted DLC.
That's
But I
ridiculous.
guess they got sick of everyone complaining about that, and so they changed it. And so now you can buy the season pass after the game launches.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But it's still stupid because, like, if you want any extra, if you want any extra, like, maps or whatever, you have to buy the season pass.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of like day one DLC.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know.
And
Just
I thought that too, and I thought it was like a really big deal, but there's actually like not really at launch DLC except for the classified zombies map. So like just saying there's at launch DLC is like it's not necessarily wrong, but it's like
yeah.
yeah, it's like not describing it right, you know.
Okay. That was a lot in games.
Yeah. I don't think there are like really any other games to talk about like at all. Uh, hmm. I don't think so, because like Blizzard doesn't have any stuff besides Black Ops 4 or any. The like WoW expansion is a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there are any like other major games coming out. So you know what that means.
Uh, insert smooth transition here between
Super
topics.
smooth transition. I think we should keep talking about like video games is still kind of technology,
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, there was actually a segue there.
and so like because of the new video games that are coming out, like technology and like how crazy it is now, you know.
Yeah.
Like that allows like super cool and new video games to be released. Like we got VR games now. Like
Yeah, I had actually like thought of like a pretty good segue for like between these two subjects like yesterday, but I forgot about it, and it also has to do with VR. But yeah, uh,
new VR games. I don't think there are like any, or
I don't.
just like the
So either.
VR like industry. I guess is still so small that
Yeah,
like the new VR games are just insignificant, and VR technology still isn't that great. Like it's definitely gotten better with the like have you seen the Vive Pro, I think it's called?
yeah.
That looks so cool. I watched Nerd Cubed play with it a bit, and I'm very jealous. I'm pretty sure you can trade in your old Vive for the Pro, or you can just like sell your old Vive and buy the new one, Lamau, which is the same thing.
Is it released yet? Because I thought it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, unless Nerd Cubed got like exclusive access to it.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure it's just a full thing that's out right now.
Yeah, it looks like you can order it right now.
And I'm pretty sure it's like probably the same price that the first Vive was when it came out.
It's like, oh shoot, I just had it pulled up because I was looking.
So the original Vive was like $800 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 800 for the Pro.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
So I could sell my Vive for like $200 to $400 somewhere in there, probably. And
Yeah, on their website, it's 500 for the normal one now.
Really?
hmm
I'm pretty sure you can buy them like elsewhere for a lot cheaper though, because I swear I saw some for like really, really cheap. I don't know.
I don't know. Have you? That wasn't the right way to start that sentence.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to, like bring up, like transition into what I'm trying to say, but, uh, so yeah, just gonna start anyways. It's pretty crazy how, like, fast, like, just on the same topic of video games, like how much it's developed over time. Uh, I don't know like dates or anything, but like like games not even that long ago, like when we were born, like y- just pale in comparison to what we have now.
That is
Like
very true.
it's crazy how we haha have like developed and just made these amazing like super realistic looking games in
Yeah.
just like that short amount of time. And
Hmm.
if that's what we've already seen, like what are we going to see in that like same amount of time in the future? Like I think games are going to be absolutely crazy. And like with the VR,
Yeah.
these are like borrowed words and also is like a transition into role models, but like I was listening to like another podcast and Elon Musk was on it and
Hmm.
he was talking about like virtual reality, and I think it's pretty like he was saying that like virtual reality games are will just be like if we keep going down the virtual reality path, and I think we will because it seems like a growing industry.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
games would just be like indistinguishable from reality because they'll just be
Right.
so realistic.
Have you seen the like? Did you see Ready Player One?
Uh, I saw like half an hour of it.
Really?
Yeah, like the first half hour, but that's about it.
Well, in that movie, it's like the VR headsets that we have now, and then they have these little like square pads that they can walk around on.
Yeah.
And I saw one of those that someone was making in real life. Like it was
Oh,
just
that's
this
crazy.
giant square pad, pretty much with a treadmill, or I guess it would be a giant square treadmill, and like it just predicts where you're walking, and it like can predict how fast and which direction you're walking, and then just move the treadmill so you stay in the same spot.
That's so crazy. How does that even work?
I have no idea. Probably with like cameras and stuff, and I'm pretty sure the video I watched, the dude that was trying it out had like motion sensor things
Oh,
on him to like measure his leg movement and stuff, you know. But it like could like keep you in place even when you were running.
that's so
And then
crazy.
you had the VR headset on. So that'd be so cool playing like Gorn like on that and just literally running with like a giant mace or something and just playing golf with a person, you know.
Yeah.
Have you played VR games?
I haven't. I've never tried any headset before.
What the heck, dude? You need to come to my house.
You're
Um,
right.
do you know what Gorn is?
I don't.
Oh, well, it's like a like I don't know what it's called, like what the age is called, but it was when Rome was a thing, and like there's the Colosseum, right?
Yeah.
It's just a game where you're in the Colosseum pretty much. Except I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah.
in the Colosseum you fought like animals with fellow peasants or something like that in real life. But
Huh.
in the game you fight other uh, gladiators, I guess, to survive. And it's pretty cool because there are like insane like rubber band physics. It's really weird, but like everything is super cartoony and like squishy, and so you can just play golf with another person. Like you just hit them and they go flying. It's insane.
Yeah, it looks
Uh,
like I might have looked up the treadmill thing, and
mhm.
it I don't know. I don't. There's not any cameras there. I don't really know. how that works, but it's nowhere near like the Ready Player One
Yeah,
treadmill thing. Like
sure.
they have to have this ring around them so they
Mm,
like don't fall off because the treadmill just has I don't know latency. It takes a while for it to understand which way you're moving. But yeah, that's seems like it would definitely be a thing soon.
I just imagine you're like running at full speed, and then you just suddenly stop, and you just get
Yeah.
like trip lined, and you just fall. That'd be pretty funny. Uh, but I really liked the transition thing you were gonna do with Elon Musk,
Yeah.
right? And how he is a role model?
He's
Question
definitely
mark.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, just like before, like I don't know, like a year or so ago, like I don't know, I just watched a lot of videos on like the things he's working on and like what he says, and I got like really inspired by him, and I think he's just like a really, really smart, hardworking guy. But then I just kind of didn't, I don't know, keep doing those things, so he just kind of like was irrelevant for a while, but then like a week or two ago, I watched a podcast with him on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I am re-inspired.
Nice. Did you see
Yeah,
the one where he smokes weed with
I
Joe
did.
Rogan?
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know Joe Rogan does podcasts.
He's done a lot of them, like over a
Really?
thousand of them.
Dang, that's insane. I've never heard of them before.
Joe Rogan Experience.
Like, I thought he was just. I knew he was a comedian, and I
Hmm.
knew he did Fear Factor, I'm pretty sure. Did you ever watch Fear Factor?
I have not.
Oh. It was pretty crazy. Like, it's just like a competition show where you have to do things you're afraid of, and then you get
Okay.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done 1,172 podcasts.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's ridiculous.
Aren't
It
they
looks like
like
he does
two
one like every
hours
day.
each too?
Yeah, I think the one I watched was like 2 to 3 hours long with Elon Musk.
Dang.
For the most
Hey,
part, like they're released almost every day.
what a legend.
That's gotta be really tiring.
Probably. I mean, podcasts like aren't that hard to make. Like you just kind of sit here and talk for a long time.
But for like 2 to 3 hours, and like some of them he does two a day.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
these last two that he released, they're in the same day.
Mm.
Or wait a sec. No. What? No. I don't know. I think I'm just confused. They are not within the same day because this one is 1172, and then another one that was posted uh, that same day is number 41. So I think I just got bamboozled.
I think so. Uh, I think I asked you about this, like before we, or like when we were planning this podcast. Do you remember the Smith Place? Like when we talked about him and his podcast?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Uh, like the Smith Plays pretty much inspired me, like completely, to do this. Because I think having a podcast that you can go back and listen to, and it's like a journal pretty much for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I just saw his podcast and I was listening to the first ones, and he just talks about experiences he had, and now he can go back because he's like 137 episodes in, I think. He doesn't make them anymore, But now he can go back and listen to his own podcasts and be like, oh yeah, I remember doing that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's neat.
Yeah.
Do you have any other role models?
I don't think so. Like, I've never really looked up to people, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You just kind of went with it. You wung it. See where you're gonna land.
kind of. Like, not really. Like, I definitely have people uh, that I'm, like, inspired by and that, like, influence me. But I don't think I necessarily have set role models. I just have people that I'm, like, consistently, like, influenced
Yeah.
by. And, like, pretty much everyone does that to me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, whoa, that's a pretty cool way to do that, or whatever. Yeah.
I think like a different version of me is my role model because like have thought about this a lot, especially recently. Like who like the person that I want to be and like how I try to model myself as, but I'm not that person. So I don't know. I've been trying to I don't know like be more of what I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
and just like I don't know, not reforming myself, but yeah, I don't know how to word it, but
Just, like, changing yourself a little bit, I guess.
yeah, just lots of things about me. I'm
Just, like,
not a fan of.
improving.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's understandable and relatable.
feels bad, man.
Mm-hmm. But talking about role models reminds me of this time uh, when I was in intermediate school. We had to do like a little essay thing about our role models. And I remember doing that, and I was like, uh-oh, I don't have any, really. And so I was on the swim team at the time, and I was just like, I have no idea who to do, so I'm just gonna do my swim team coach. And it was so cringy and awful. Like, I had to get a picture of him, and it was so weird. Then I had to tell people I was on the swim team, and I like didn't really even want to be on the swim team in the first place.
It's sweet though.
Yeah.
I thought of saying something, but I forgot. So there's that.
Nice.
I feel like I don't know, like it's pretty like a standard cliche thing, but like my dad is a role model.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think he's a pretty funny guy. I try to like base my humor on it. And he's just like a really cool, really nice guy. So I don't know. I want to be like him, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's
not.
understandable. My dad is like also pretty cool, but just like he's really weird at the same time. Uh like, I feel like a lot of the times when he wants to inspire me to do something, he uses himself as like the bad example and the thing that I don't want to become, you know?
Yeah.
Like when I am struggling with college or school or whatever, and I'm like, I'm just gonna drop out, you know, and I'm like being edgy and stupid. My dad's like, oh no, don't drop out, because do you really want to be uh, like just some dude in his 40s with like 3 kids and like still going to school again? And I'm just like, wow. Like, it
I can
does sound
understand.
bad
Like,
that he has a family.
yeah,
I'm just like, oh my god, I thought you loved me. Lamau XD.
Yeah, I can understand like parents wanting their children to be better than them, but
Mm-hmm.
also like do you want to be a role model for your kids too? I don't know.
I can't, like, strive to be like you if you're telling me to not be like you because you
Yeah,
did bad.
yeah. I don't think I have anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, smooth transition. Uh, you've heard about the Article 13 thing, right?
Oh, yeah. What even is that? Like, you said that you did a lot of research on it?
Uh, I've probably done less than you're thinking, but
Oh.
from like the single article I've read and all the fresh memes.
Yep.
Um, so there's like it's like a two-parter. There's Article 11 and Article 13, and basically they're just trying to get companies to amp up like copyright infringement, or not up that up, but like enforcing the laws around that and making
Uh-huh.
them more strict. Um, so a we- I don't know, like some weird things that they're doing are like this isn't like if a like I don't know how to word it, like a news, so like big companies like Facebook and them's, they'll have to kind of like buy licenses to reference like news articles and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is just completely weird. I don't know. I'll have to pull it up. But now you're making me forget everything. Thanks, buddy.
Uh-huh. Like, I'm confused. Like, they say that they banned memes. Like, that's pretty much all I know about it. But how do you ban a meme, you know?
It's not gonna be like banning memes. There'll
Mm-hmm.
still be memes, but things with like copyrighted material in it, like a popular one that's going around is like the excuse me, the Fallout Kid one.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and some people have been making jokes about the Article 13 where they just like write in text like the Fallout Kid saying that line instead of the actual picture because you can't
Because
have the
it's banned.
copyrighted, yeah, you can't have like the copyrighted material in the meme. So they want like big companies to like search for their like for copyrighted material and like strike it down, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's really weird.
Yeah, it's the articles are really vague on like wording, but
Uh-huh.
I think that's like memes aren't gonna die, but it's just
So they just banned, like,
like the copyrighted material.
memes using copyright material.
Yeah.
Alright. I
So like
like
a
how
word,
that just made more memes, though.
yeah.
So,
So like
in reality, like, people say they were gonna ban memes, but they just made more memes. Because
mhm.
now there's gonna be memes about, like, smuggling memes, you know?
Yeah. Um
I remember that was a meme when, like, net neutrality was a thing.
yeah.
What
Uh
happened with net neutrality? Like, isn't it a thing now?
no,
Or,
I
like,
think the
is it
what is
still
it
okay?
called? What's the FCC?
Uh huh.
I think they voted for it and that passed, but that had to go to I think it was like Congress or something, and then they had to vote on whether or not to pass that.
Right.
And I don't remember hearing anything about that, but I don't think that passed.
Huh. I swore I heard that it passed, and I was like, rip. But then literally nothing changed. So I guess it didn't?
Yeah, so it looks like the Senate voted against it. So the
Nice.
thing that, yeah, so they're keeping net neutrality. So yeah, the FCC wanted to repeal net neutrality, and the Senate was like, nah, we want that, my guy.
Was it close?
Uh,
Like, does it say what the actual vote was?
I don't. Oh, 52-47. So five.
Dang.
Yeah, it was
Real
pretty
close.
close.
Holy cow. That is insane.
That is pretty close. But I don't know. We got lucky. I feel like luck is a bad word, but
Yep. I mean,
but this
it
like
might as well be luck, because how else are we gonna influence it?
hmm, I think I don't know how it like works in the European Union, but I think like that is actually like an enforced thing now. Article 13, like that actually passed. It wasn't just like a little division like the FCC voting on it, and then it gets passed to the higher ups. I think that
Yeah.
is an
A
actual
law now.
yeah. So that's like a big feels bad man, but it's also like really vague on the wording in the articles, and I think there's like different kind of levels of enforcement
Yeah.
that the countries can abide by, I guess. So it's probably not going to be. It's definitely not going to be as bad as like it sounds, but it's still going to have an impact. Like not only for the Europeans, it'll probably affect like everyone else too. But
Because the Europeans can't make copyright memes anymore. So it'll actually just have to be like the word instead of the actual image.
I feel like that's a pretty good meme. That's arguably better.
It is. It's like I feel like people would make that even if there weren't laws surrounding it.
Yeah.
That would be popular. They probably have. Because it's like the...
Minimalist memes.
Yeah. I like those. I really like stupid memes. It's kind of
Yeah.
silly. Like, if you look at the memes I've sent...
Thanos car.
Yes. Okay. This is epic.
Oof. I thought there was a transition from that, but
Uh-oh.
I don't think there actually is.
Yeah. We were talking about memes. Like, none of the other stuff we have on our list really have anything to do with memes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, like, public pranks are kind of a meme.
Public, yeah?
Uh,
So, when you say public pranks, do you just mean like public pranks in general, or just like prank YouTube
uh,
channels, or?
have you heard of Ross Creations?
I think I've heard of the name, but I don't really know what that is
Oh. Well,
or who.
it's a YouTube channel where this guy just does public pranks pretty much. And I think they are the funniest thing ever. And if you like look in the comments section, most of the time people are just complaining about how like stupid it is and how what's the word I'm looking for, like it's like out of people's way, inconvenient for other people.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one where he goes around in parking lots and finds people that parked poorly and then does stuff to their car. Like, he'll set a shopping cart on top of it, or like surround it with cones and caution tape. There was this one where this truck was parked, oh my gosh, in 4 spaces. And
Those are terrible.
the dude like saran wrapped his entire car.
I
And
don't think like prank YouTube channels or just people that do pranks in general just think of how it would like feel to be on the other side.
yeah,
You wouldn't never
they
want that to
don't.
happen to you. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
plus the dude's truck that got saran wrapped, he was like, or the dude that does the prank always goes up and like talks to them about it, and he's
Why?
not trying to hide the fact that he did it. Uh, but like the dude in the truck, he's like some old dude. He parked like as far away from the building as possible. Like, there are so many parking spaces around him just completely empty. And so he like takes up a few extra spots,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
protect
at
his
that point,
truck.
that's not even like you can understand if like the parking lot's full, but
Yeah,
that's just being a jerk at that point,
it really
doing that
is.
to that guy.
Uh-huh. And like all the people that were parked poorly like ended up being old people, which kind of sucked. Because
Yeah.
then like all the comments were just hating on him for like picking on old people. And then he responded and he was like, "Oh yeah, it was an accident." But you've probably heard of these, like when he goes into stores and puts things in people's pockets.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that guy.
Uh-huh. Like, it's the same dude, and like just when he puts pickles in people's pockets, have you seen
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
Those are so good.
I don't get how they don't notice. They're like big wet pickles, right?
Mhm. Like, a lot of people do notice, and he probably
Yeah.
cuts out a lot of attempts too.
Yeah, I bet.
But this dude is so like ballsy. Like,
Yeah.
he isn't afraid of anything, it seems. Like in the parking video, he went up to this cop that was like parked, just kind of watching, I'm pretty sure. And the dude was like, "Hey, you suck at parking.
Nice.
Like, you need to get good." And the cop
It's
was
this
like, "Okay." I don't think the
just
cop can really do anything because it's like he's just saying things,
yeah. Did you say it was the same guy?
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
Mhm.
That ruins it. Thanks.
Mhm. Wait, for what?
Well, I thought he was pretty cool.
Well, he is really cool.
But he also saran wraps old people's cars?
Yeah,
That's not
that's
cool.
true, I guess. But he's done a lot of stupid stuff. Like, you probably saw this one too. I think it was really popular. But he goes to McDonald's and he buys ice cream cones and then he, like, just, like, shoves it on him 3 times
Yeah.
in a row. Have you seen that?
I think I've seen like memes of that, but I don't think I've actually seen the video.
Mm-hmm. Like, the first time he does it, they're just kind of like, "What the heck? Why would you do that?" And they
Hmm.
just kind of look at him and he drives away. And then the second time, the manager, probably, I don't actually know if it was the manager, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give this to you." And he's like, "But I paid for it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, whatever." And so he hands it to him. And then he, like, obviously, like, just shoves it on his face again and, like, acts like an idiot. And the dude is just so done. He, like, insults him a ton, and then he drives away and he comes back. And the third time, it's, like, the actual building, like, general manager or something. And she's like, "Oh yeah, if you do it again, like I'm gonna call the cops, and we're not giving you ice cream through the drive-through anymore. You have to come in and get it, or you can just come in
Just
and
do
get
the
your money
same
back."
thing.
Uh huh.
Oh,
And so we
conning.
like, yep. And then he goes to Burger King and does the exact same thing, and it's so funny, like how different the service is there. Like at McDonald's, they're just like, no, you can't do that. But at Burger King, they just don't care. Like he buys it, and then this like dude, like in his late teens or like maybe early 20s, like hands him the ice cream cone, and then the dude just like shoves the ice cream cone in his face, and the dude just stands there and stares at him. Like, great.
Nice.
And he does it like 3 more times, and just no one cares. Like, if I was working drive-through and someone did that to themselves, like, why would you care at all? Like, it's their car, like they bought it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Just let them spend money on their stupid ice cream and waste it.
Yeah, I don't know how you could get mad at that. That's probably that'd be one of the funnier things I'd see at that job.
Yeah. They're just like, nope, not allowed to do that. No fun allowed. But I mean, I guess they can do whatever they want because it is like their property, you know?
Yeah.
So they can just be like, no, you're not allowed to do that.
I don't know, for the most part, I don't like public pranks and just the public prank channels in general. Like a while ago, like years ago, I thought they were really funny, but now I just see that it's just like a big inconvenience for everyone. It's just like rude most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like, Joey Salads, do you remember him?
Yeah.
Like, I think most of the stuff he did was way inconvenient for literally everyone involved, even
Yeah.
himself. But I think if you just do like little pranks on people, you know, that don't really affect them, then it's whatever.
What was the name of that one guy? It was another big prank YouTuber, and he like did some video where like like pretend kidnapped and killed one of like I don't know, like it ruined completely ruined his career. It was like these two best friends, and he kidnapped them both, and then he tied one of them up to a chair, and then like pretend to kill, like shoot the other best friend, and it just gave one of them just trauma. Uh, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember who it was. Was it one of the Bradbury guys?
I don't think so. Ethan Bradbury? Was it? No.
I love. I can't. I think it was one. I think it was both of the Bradbury guys, but
Sam Pepper.
Who?
Sam Pepper.
Sam Pepper.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, Sam Pepper's the worst. I
Yeah.
remember him. Yeah, I don't. I think he was like the worst out of all of them because he just always took it way too far.
Yeah.
But I remember this one video with the Bradbury guys where they would like get a donut or sandwich or something, and they'd go in public and sit really close to someone and take a bite of their whatever, and then they would just scream slamming. It was the funniest. I thought it was so funny. Like, it was super rude because like it obviously just hurt like the people's ears next to them, but I don't know, I thought it was pretty good. Do you remember that? The slamming?
I know it from H3H3.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they covered it.
That's like how I get a a bit of YouTube news.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably wouldn't know a lot if it weren't for my boys.
That's true. Reading H3H3 and just memes in general. That's where you get all of your news these
I
days.
don't like. I used to be pretty into them like last year, but then now I've just been more watching like their podcast stuff, and I didn't even notice, but like they released a video. I think it was like a couple days ago, saying like sorry for them being on a big break, and I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
notice.
Yeah, me too.
But I still watch lots of their stuff, so it's
I
hmm.
think, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like H3H3 is just kind of like gone down a lot in popularity.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think they're still really good,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, yeah.
like I remember they were talked about a ton when they were going through that lawsuit, like the
Mm-hmm.
fair use thing. They were just talked about everywhere by everyone.
Yeah.
But now I just don't hear anybody talking about them at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they peaked and now they're downhill. Lamau
Yeah, rip.
with what's what's the like dad joke that that guy got in a lot of trouble for.
The dad joke?
Yeah, it's like the Hugh.
Humongous?
Oh yeah, humongous. I like remembered the Hugh, but I yeah, like especially with that was a part of their peak. You know,
Yeah.
with the humongous thing, we could talk about like SJWs and just like feminists in
Oh,
general.
whoa. Dang, that nice segue, my
I
man's.
know. Uh, yeah, we could. I suppose. I don't think like feminism is as like crazy as it used to be though.
I I don't know.
Like
Like
what has
I
even
don't
happened that has been crazy with feminism?
I suppose so. I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know either.
I dropped something.
Um, well, we could
Um,
also. Oh, what were you gonna
no,
say?
I don't know. It's like not recent, but I like lately over the past few months I've been watching like a lot of like Ben Shapiro and what's the other guy's name? The Change My Mind guy,
Steven Crowder.
Steven Crowder. Yeah, and uh, I don't know. Like they go over a lot of like SJW stuff. I don't know like recent stuff, but I know they like always find something that they're doing and then just make fun of it pretty much. But
Mm-hmm.
I know that Steven Crowder was on one of the Joe Rogan um
The
what is it?
podcasts.
Podcasts, yeah. And they I like wrote it here. They watched some clip that Steven Crowder posted on his channel, and it was like some group pretty much saying like they were putting these hormone blockers in little kids
Mm-hmm.
and saying that it was completely okay, which is just really gross and
Yeah.
not okay. But um, I don't remember where I was going with this, but I don't know how
No
recent that
idea.
is. But I feel like they're still like a big part feminists and SJWs and stuff. They're like still there and they're still doing a lot, but I don't know if they're getting like as much attention now.
Mm-hmm. What do hormone blockers even do? Like, don't
So
that just stunt your growth and?
yeah, so like they would put it in boys, and it would just keep like little children, like 3-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids.
Oh dang.
Uh, yeah, and they don't know what they want.
Yeah, that's
Like you
true.
can like tell them, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty cool," but they don't know. They're not developed, and it
Yeah.
would just like block all the testosterone from like allowing them to develop. I'm sure I'm getting this really wrong, but like that's what I took from the video.
Hmm.
Like, so they'll
Uh,
just be more feminine.
oof. My brother Carter has cerebral palsy, right? And
Okay.
he's like dependent on everyone else. Like he can do nothing by himself. And like my family is kind of doing that,
Hmm.
but like not really. I'm pretty sure we are like injecting him with estrogen, uh, which is like how you block the hormones. I'm pretty sure. And so now we are literally like stunting his growth currently, like just so he doesn't get huge. And like then, because if he is as big as you are, that is like really hard to take care of them.
Oh.
So I think there are like reasons why hormone blockers are okay, but I don't think it's okay to do them on someone that young.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more. It wasn't anything like that. Like you can understand that,
Mm-hmm.
but they were doing it more like these kids want to be females, so we're
Mm-hmm.
going to make them
Okay.
that.
So yeah, they're not really the same thing at all, actually. Because my brother's still gonna say he's like still gonna be a guy, Lamau, I
Yeah.
guess. But like right now, he is kind of a girl.
Hmm.
Kind of like not really.
Yeah, not really.
He like acts more girly. Like I'm pretty sure he is like because of the estrogen. There's like a ton of side effects,
Yeah.
that are pretty weird. Yeah. Also, it is pretty much time to end.
Really?
Yep. It has been an
Oh.
hour and 17 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I have about an hour and 20 minutes of gameplay.
Oh.
Uh, but I would rather just kind of like cut it short a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Dang, that
yeah.
went by faster than I thought.
Mhm. Because if you think about it, an hour isn't even that long.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, I guess. Um, maybe see you in the next episode, Lamau. All right.
Bye.
Bye.